Notepads at the ready. So, how I added 2,000 followers on Instagram in 30 days. Let's go. My intention for this session is I'm going to share how I went viral probably 30, maybe 35 times in the last 30 days. The output of those 30 viral videos is 8.9 million views on my Instagram in the last 30 days. I've been waking up to 50 to 100 followers every single day. And the really good bit, I've made sales to strangers. Because obviously, when we talk about going viral, you've got to ask yourself the question, well, what's the point? Why would I even want to go viral? What if the audience that I am seen by when I go viral are not even my ideal client? What is the point of that? And the whole point of going viral is that visibility is step one that gets you in the sales game. Nobody can buy what they can't see. Okay. And so we have to be as visible as possible. And those of you that are in programs with me, I know that we've got some of my mastermind girlies here. We've got some of the collective girlies, some of the millionaire mastermind girlies here. You already know that I teach 7 times visibility a day. Now, 7 sounds like a lot. And what I'm not saying is 7 posts. What I'm saying is 7 ways for people to see you. So that could be a story, it could be a feed post, it could be a blog, it could be an article, it could be a collaboration, it could be a podcast, a guest expert in someone's space, it could be an email. There's lots of ways that we can get visible. And what I see affecting people's sales all of the time is sales aren't happening as big or as fast as people want them to because they're not as visible. And because when I teach this, I teach the VINO customer journey strategy, which is V for visibility, I for interest. We're going to come to this later. N for nurture, O for offer. So V is the start, visibility is the beginning. And so I want you to think about, why is it that you want to add 1,000 followers, 5,000 followers? What is it about adding the followers that really means something to you? Is it that you think right now that your audience is too small? Because if that is what you think, I'm telling you, you're wrong, right? Like, there is no such thing as an audience that's too small to sell to. It only takes one person to say yes. So an audience of one is enough. What other reasons might there be for going viral? It could be that you want to be seen as more of an expert, you want to build a reputation, you want to get chosen for speaking gigs, for stages, for books, for collaborations. And when you're sitting around 500 followers, 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, and people that do what you do have got 10,000 followers, 20,000 followers, 50,000 followers, you're thinking, well, how am I going to get seen as an expert if I can't match their follower count, if I don't look like that credible expert? And that was my reason for wanting to go viral. It wasn't that I believed my audience was too small. I've got a thriving business. I've got an amazing business. I've got the most incredible clients. I didn't need more audience so that I could sell to more people. I needed more audience. I wanted more audience so that I could attract the opportunities and be seen in the market to the level at which I thought I deserved to be seen at. I was getting fed up with people saying, "Oh, Rachel, I've worked with so many coaches before. Nobody's as good as you. I don't trust anyone as much as you. You're the best kept secret on the internet." And whilst that sounds very flattering, I don't want to be a secret. I don't want to be that private mentor that nobody knows about. I want to impact millions of women. I want to create like female millionaires. I want to create 100 female millionaires, 1,000 female millionaires, as many as I can. And I want you ladies to be one of those millionaires. Yeah, like, we're on a journey. And so follower count and audience growth was important to me for that reason. Okay, so my intention for you today is I'm going to give you the strategy, but what I encourage you to do is just get clear on what your true intention is around why you want to grow your audience. What do you want to do with those new people? Okay, so have a think about that. Now, the reality is that selling on social media has changed a lot. Yeah, like when I first moved my business into the online space in 2020, it was very different. The style of posts were very different. What converted was very different. You could post a direct sales post and expect to get likes and comments and followers and sales. But when you post a direct sales post now, you get crickets unless you do it a certain way. Okay, so the reality is that things move very quickly. And if we're not staying ahead of trends and we're not keeping up with what's really going on in the online space from a social media point of view, we can get left behind. And getting left behind is not really the bad bit, you know, like we've all had times where, you know, maybe we're not as far ahead at something as we want, but the impact of that is it affects your bank balance, but it also affects the amount of time that you're spending on the wrong things without even knowing that they're the wrong things. So until somebody like me comes along and says, no, 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 actually, you don't need to post it like that anymore because the algorithms change, things have changed, they've moved on. Yeah, trends are shifting all of the time. So that's the reality that we're all in. And sometimes it's really frustrating, you know, like I've definitely been in a space where I've been so frustrated at how you think you're doing a good job, you think you're creating something valuable, you think that you're ticking all the boxes, and then nothing happens and you get crickets. And I know how frustrating it is. Like, I mean, how frustrated do you get? Do some days you end up thinking, well, stuff this, I'm going to throw the towel in. What's the bloody point? Yeah, like some days you might be sat trying to create a post for an hour and then you put it out there thinking this is going to be the post and then it bombs and nothing great comes of it. Yeah, and I know how frustrating that is. So I'm not coming at this from a place of like, oh, I do it all perfectly and I've never had a bad day on social media. Trust me, I've had a bad day on social media more than once, okay? So the reality, what is it for you? Answer honestly, put it in the chat for me. Is it that you post and get crickets and then feel completely invisible? Is it that you get some inquiries but you want more? Or is it that you do get the inquiries but you struggle to convert those to clients? Like, where does it feel like there's a chink in the chain? Like, where does it feel like things are not flowing for you? It'd be really, really useful to understand, like, how many of you are in position A, where you're like, I'm doing all the things, nothing's happening, and how many of you are in position B, where you're getting some inquiries through, so your content, you know, the copy's good, the messaging's good, you're creating some interest, but you just want more of it? Or is it that there's a real sales issue in that the content's great, the inquiries are coming through, but you can't close them in the DMs? Or maybe where you're funneling them off to is maybe there's friction in that journey. And obviously, each of those three things we would solve in different ways. So yeah, I'm interested to look at the chat when we come off the slides to understand exactly where you all are. So I know that we've got some girlies here that I don't know very well. So I thought I would introduce myself, but rather than go through my normal introduction slide, I thought I would do it with my Instagram bio. Now, the crazy thing is, I made that slide at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And as we sit here now, let's just get you an up-to-date number. I have 9,353 followers since 3 o'clock. So that is what, 24 people, 24 new followers since 3 o'clock. Wild. And that's without posting. I haven't posted anything. I haven't done anything. Okay. So this is who I am. My name is Rach Howarth. I'm a business coach. I'm an online sales strategist. I am in my 10th year in business. Before I became an entrepreneur, I was a sales director in corporate. I used to manage a team of 57 staff, 13,500 customers, and a budget of £100 million. So I am an expert at scaling. I'm an expert at doing things in a big way because I'm used to working at scale in my corporate career. And where I really love to direct my genius now to help you ladies is helping you to scale a group program to 200K plus. I've helped my clients to make 4 million in sales. I am the OG online sales queen. There are many people that call themselves a sales queen. Mine's trademarked and I have a crown. So I feel like I can say I'm the OG. I'm an expert at evergreen funnels and courses and really building transformational programs. And so, what I really love to do is help you to monetize your genius and sell it with ease, not sleaze. Because I know the number one thing that we hate about sales is to come across as all salesy and weird. And what I teach is feminine, fun, freedom focused sales. Okay. So, this is my Instagram bio. This is who I am. This is what I'm all about. And what I will draw your attention to is the insights bit. And you will all have that on your Instagram. Okay. So in the last 30 days, my views hit 8.9 million. I am so desperate for that to get to 10 million, just because it's a round number and it feels big and exciting. But of course, every 30 days, the new day gets added on and the 30th day drops off. And so I don't know where I am in that cycle. So I don't know how many views I need to get it to 10 million, but I hope that I manage to get it there. But that is who I am. My question is, who are you? Because from where I'm looking, there are two types of businesswomen. There's those who refuse to give in and are relentless in their mission. I call these women committed women. So you will often hear me talk about committed clients. They're the kind of clients that I love to work with. Yeah, they're committed. They go all in. They refuse to give up. They're relentless. Yeah, they know that there's always a way. If there's not an obvious way, they will find a way. And there's those who accept defeat, who see obstacles as permanent fixtures. I call these women passive women. Yeah, they're still great women. They still can have great businesses. But when obstacles come, they find it hard to move across them, around them, kick them out the way. Whereas the type A women are like, obstacle? What obstacle? I'm going to make mincemeat of that obstacle. That is not an obstacle for me. I'm not accepting it. So my question is, which of these are you? Which of these are you? Are you a type A? You refuse to let the algorithm beat you. You're relentless. You know, that growth goal, 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers, that growth goal that you've got for your Instagram, how relentless are you prepared to be to make it happen? Because what I can promise you is this: when you leave this masterclass, you will know what you need to know to add as many followers as you want. My question is, will you do it? Because you can start doing it the minute you leave this masterclass, and you won't get an instant result. You might get an instant result, but you won't get an instant, like, oh my God, Rachel's right, I've suddenly got like 10 million views. It might take 2 days, 5 days, 7 days. I didn't start to get real traction, I don't think, until about day 7. Now, you might get lucky and get a real viral one straight away, but it might take a while. And this is why I'm asking you the question. Are you going to try it once, try it twice, and then throw in the towel and say, oh, she's lied. It works for her. It's all right for her, but it don't work for me. Are you gonna treat it like that? Because if you are, you might as well go and watch EastEnders and have a coffee. Yeah, because what I'm going to teach you is going to take some commitment, girls. It's going to take you to be really passionate about creating content, and you're going to need to commit to some decent numbers. Yeah, I've been posting 3 to 5 times a day on trial reels in addition to my organic content. Now, I know that right now that sounds like a lot, but I'm going to tell you how easy that gets to be. Because if it wasn't easy, trust me, I wouldn't be doing it, because I enjoy my freedom and I enjoy my life, and I do not want to spend my life on my mobile phone. So I'm going to share exactly how easy it gets to be. But I wanted to ask you this question because I want you to go into this with your eyes wide open. This is not an overnight fix. It's easy, it's effortless, but it's not like you're going to have 10,000 followers tomorrow, okay? So why did this work? It worked because I'm a type A. I've been testing a lot of hooks, looking for patterns, looking for trends, refusing to let the algorithm beat me, and spending 30 to 60 minutes a day on it. Now, if I'm honest, there are some days where it's like 15 minutes. It's not long, but it's only 15 minutes because I'm on my sort of 45th day of doing this. So the longer that you do it for, the easier it gets. Day 1, it might feel a bit harder. Day 2, it might feel a bit harder. But by day 7, by day 10, by day 14, you'll be like, oh yeah, I can literally spend 20 minutes on this and just keep it ticking over. Okay. So this is my breakdown of views, 8.9 million at the moment, 31.1k interactions, so like likes, comments, shares, all the things. The 30-day figure of followers is at 1.7k. It's gone up to 2.1k, but like I say, it like resets every 30 days. And what's really blowing my mind is look at my YouTube. Because I use a platform called repurpose.io, every trial reel that I create goes over onto my YouTube shorts. And without me doing anything, I paid $300 for this repurpose.io tool. Happy to share the link if you want the link. I paid about $300 for it, and then you set up workflows and you can literally direct your content to go wherever you want your content to go to repurpose it. And through me doing nothing other than spending $300 and setting up the workflows, we've got 1.9 million views, a million in the last 7 days, over 3,000 likes, 280 comments, 390 shares, and we've had inquiries from people on YouTube that have gone to one of the shorts, then found my podcast, found the longer videos, and then sent in an inquiry that my team responded to for me from YouTube. And I'm blown away by that. Okay, so that's the reality of some of the numbers. So what you're going to need for this strategy, you're going to need trial reels, although this does work on organic too. You're going to need the Edits app. You're going to need B-roll video. Do not overthink the video. It could literally be a video of you walking down the road. It could be a video without you even in it. It could be a video of you videoing the sea, videoing the trees, videoing a puppy walking along the road. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. I have seen some of my videos do well because of the actual piece of B-roll, like this one that I'm showing you here. Okay, so you're going to need some B-roll video as much as you can, because you're going to need to vary it, and you're going to need hooks that really hook, like really good hooks, not 5 ways to do da 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 da. No, boring. Nobody's going to read that. It's got to be very, very hooky. And you're going to need a long caption that gives value, and you're going to need a call to action that is follow me so you can da 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 da. So follow me so you can, and then give them the result. So I would typically say follow me so that you can get growth strategies that work in 2026. Yeah, but it's not a call to action that is buy my thing. It's not always even a comment the keyword so that I can send you a freebie. I'm literally just doing follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Okay. Some ideas for the long caption for you. List posts work really well. And I'll show you some hooks in a minute that work around lists. So 25 things I did to create X. 15 delusional habits to create Y. 15 stupid, silly things I'm doing to get 100 followers a day. Yeah, I'll give you some examples in a minute, but that's your shopping list, right? That's the ingredients. That's what you're going to need to get this done. Now this is my most viral one. This has got something like, is it 7.6 million? This is quite an old one now, really old, but it's still growing every single day. Every day I get followers from this video. You can see there's 19,600 likes. I mean, wild. 1,006 comments, 256 shares, reposts, and 552 shares. So either, DMing it to somebody or putting it on your stories. Okay. You can see it's got a trending audio, and you can also see the first line of the caption. Look, where I'm pointing my arrow. Here's where it all went. And you can see I've got that little downward pointing finger. That is definitely something that I notice works really well when you put that in the first line of your caption. So you're kind of directing the reader down into the caption. Now, let me just break down this hook for you, because this is the most viral hook that I've used. And I vary it every time I post it. But this variation is, don't hate on me, but I won 4.7 million in 2022 and now it's all gone. this is what I bought. Now, I haven't won the lottery. I've never won the lottery. I never even won a tenner when I first started doing the lottery. But I've had people message me to say, Rachel, have you won the lottery? Like, oh my God, that's amazing. My one of my clients' mums called her up and said, I just saw Rachel's won the lottery. So I've even had a journalist reach out to me and say, I'd love to do an article. I saw that you won the lottery. Can I interview you? And the crazy thing is, the caption is not about winning the lottery. The caption is all about how I was asked at a retreat, which is a true story, how I was asked to close my eyes in a group of women and visualize what I would spend the money on that I wanted to earn for me and my family. And we had to like list it all out. So the caption is me listing it all out. And right at the end, it says, these numbers are all real, but the timing is, I can't remember how it's even worded now. The numbers are real, the timing is not. None of these things have manifested yet, but I'm working on it every day. Follow me if you're ready to manifest your most abundant business. Okay. So is it clickbait? Yes. Right. Do you need to do clickbait? No. But does this work? Yes. So if you've got a story that you could tell, something from your past, something from your business now, something that could be so curiosity driving that your reader is compelled, they literally cannot bear not to read the caption. If you've got a story like that, then you've got a viral reel ready to happen. Yeah, you just need to figure out the best way to write it on screen. Okay. The other thing just to note, the reason that we're talking about a long caption is that the B-roll video should be 5 to 7 seconds long. And the reason we have a long caption is so that that 5 to 7 second video plays over and over again. So if your caption takes, let's just say it takes 21 seconds to read, you're going to get a 300% watch time. And the algorithm works on watch time. So if somebody's got to literally have your reel playing over 3 times because they're so compelled to read the caption, then the algorithm is going to reward you and say, well, this is a great piece of content. We need to show this to more and more and more people, because playing it over 3 times means it must be valuable. And then the other valuable like markers are, do they like it? Do they comment on it? Do they repost it? Do they share it? Now, one of the reasons that this one went so viral is because of what it's about, because I'm listing out things that I personally would buy. And in that list, I say things like, I'm going to donate 200K to cancer research. Now, that's triggered a lot of people in the comments because they've gone, why are you donating money to cancer research? There's kids that need water in the world. They need that more. Like, everybody's got an opinion on where what the best charity would be. Everybody's got an opinion on whether cancer research spend their money as wisely as they should as a charity. It's triggering. Everybody's got an opinion on whether I bought the right house, whether I bought the right car. Like, there's a load of like petrol heads that have commented and gone, 200K for you and your husband to have a car? Oh, you must have crap car taste. You know, like they're triggered. There's a reason why that they have to comment. And some of the comments are not that pleasant, right? So this is another reason why you've got to be quite committed to going viral, because there's people passing judgment on me as a person. Now, I don't care. I have a joke with them. I literally like play the game. So if they say something like, oh, you're deluded, you shouldn't have spent £75,000 on retreats, I will comment back and say, yeah, but what if I'm really messed up and I need therapy? Who are you to decide whether I need therapy or not? So I'm kind of like poking them back a little bit, because I know the more comments I get, the more viral it goes. Okay. So there's a little bit of gameplay going on here. So it depends how much of that you want to get involved in. But this definitely is a post that is a little bit more clickbait, a little bit more gameplay, and I've gone back and forth in the comments. You don't need to do that to go viral, but I'm just giving you the warts and all of the, what comes with virality. because it's not all a walk in the park. So some of these hooks, you need to be short and direct. So no fluffy words, no long sentences, really quite direct. It needs to be curiosity driving. It needs to open a loop, and lists and numbers work well. Okay. So key thing there is curiosity. It's got to make somebody think, I can't scroll. I literally cannot scroll without reading this. Yeah. And the reason that they feel that compelled is because you've opened a loop in the human mind. So I don't know how many of you have ever studied psychology, whether we've got any like hypnotherapists here, like mindset coaches here, but you will know, like I do, that the human brain is wired to want to close the story. It wants the end to come. It wants to know what happened next. So if you open the loop on something, for example, you'll never guess what happened when I did this. That human brain, whoever's brain it is, it doesn't matter, is like, tell me, what is it? What happened? Yeah, we can't help it. It's just the way that we think. So the more that you drive curiosity, the more that you open the loop, the more that you leave them on a cliff edge, like, oh my God, I've got to know what happened next, the more they will read your caption. Okay. And then in the caption, you're giving value, which is obviously going to get you saves. You're giving things like lists, which again is value. So you're going to get saves. The other thing people are going to do with lists is they're going to see a list of 20 things and think, oh God, I ain't got time to read all that now. So they're going to save it, or they're going to DM it to somebody and go, check that out. Yeah. So things like lists, they do work really, really well. So some of these examples, this one, I was ghosted 371 times until I figured out this simple strategy for selling on Instagram. The caption is all about DMs and how to sell in the DMs. Okay. I was ghosted 371 times. Why does that work? Well, because people want to know what the simple strategy is for overcoming that. Why do they want that? Well, because they're being ghosted. They relate to it. So there's a relatability element. There's also the number 371, which is a standout number. Odd numbers work really, really well. And of course, I've not gone back and counted how many times I was ghosted, but I've definitely been ghosted in the DMs a lot of times. Yeah. So that hook works really, really well. It's a 7-second video. I don't even drink the rosé. I literally just sit there looking dumb, staring into the sky for 7 seconds, and that's it. There's nothing really going on in the video. I'm not looking particularly like amazing. It's just a plain video of me with a brick wall behind me, right? It doesn't take any genius to film that kind of a video. Trust me, it's just me with my camera propped up on the table against, I think it was against a plant pot. Yeah, like anybody can do this, right? Anybody can do this. Then we've got this one. This is me in the salt room at the spa. My friend took this video of me a while back, and the caption or the hook is, isn't it funny how we all wanted big careers, a corner office, and a regular paycheck, but now we just want a 2 hour a day business so we can do what the fuck we want. Yeah. 7 seconds, me splashing, getting the salt. Nothing really. The yes, I'm in the spa. Maybe some people don't even know that I'm in the spa, but the video doesn't really relate that much to the caption. It's just that kind of story of my background of, I thought that I wanted a big career. I climbed the corporate ladder. I wanted a corner office. I thought having a regular paycheck was how to do well in life. But now I want to live the freedom business life. Yeah, so that's kind of like relating to my ideal client. Then we've got the list, 25 tiny things that only take 60 seconds, but rewire your brain to make more money. Now, I wrote that hook and then I went to ChatGPT and said, I need you to write me a caption to go with this hook. I want the 25 things to all sit on one line, and this has to fit in an Instagram caption. So the 25 things, they are listed out with an emoji. So the little number emojis, the gray, white number on a gray box, those emojis, and they just go 1 to 25. And that has got a very high save rate because people are like, oh, these things only take a minute. There's 25 of them and they're going to rewire my brain. Brilliant. Yeah, so that one works really well. And then we've got another list one, 15 delusional standards that I refuse to drop as a woman serious about making millions. Okay, so you can see what I mean by short and direct. There's no fluff here, there's no explanation, there's no context. All of that has to come in the caption. So, my question for you girls is, what stories have you got up your sleeve? What stories are you not telling right now? Or are you telling in a different way that you could be extracting the clickbait style hook, that one line with a number or a list or something that opens the loop? What stories have you got that you could turn into trial reels? You must have some. What I would encourage you to do is just clear an hour in your diary, grab a drink, go for a walk, go to a coffee shop, somewhere where you feel inspired, and just start like mapping out pivotal moments in your life, in your career, in your business, in your relationships, in all scenarios. Find the stories where you'd be like, oh my god, like that, oh, that was hilarious. You know, it could be something funny, it could be something mind-blowing. Like, I come up with some of my ideas when I'm on calls with my team, and they'll ask me things, or we'll be talking about things, and then they'll go, well, that must have happened to you. And then the other day, the other day, like, they asked me something and it brought back a memory for me, and I couldn't even explain it because I was laughing so much at this story. And they were like, oh my god, that's got to be a trial reel, you've got to say that. I've also got is it on the next page? I've also got a trial reel that's doing really well. Where is it? um is it on here? Oh, here you go. This one, unhinged things I did to pay off my credit card in my 20s. Please don't judge me, right? That one, I was on a call with Kat at Level Up Socials, who's my social media manager, who obviously I'm working with on this. She was like, what was your first ever sales job? She asked me like questions to help me come up with the stories. And I said, well, the first time I sold anything, I was actually like doing Ann Summers parties. And she was like, no way. Why have we never put that in a post? And I was like, I don't know. And it's because I had racked up all this debt because I'd gone on that many like girly holidays to Ibiza, and I just hadn't cared about the money. I just started putting it on credit cards. I was a bit footloose and fancy free, like you are when you're like 19. And off I was going on these like three holidays a year with the girls, having a great time. And then I realized how much I'd actually put on these credit cards, and I didn't have a clue how I was going to pay them off. So I started telling the team, like, yeah, I saw in Cosmopolitan magazine this article saying, we're looking for Ann Summers party people to come and sell like all the sexy lingerie and like sex toys. Do you think you could do that? And I was like, if anyone's going to be able to stand up in a lounge of women and sell that, it's me. Get me in there. I can do that. So I so I responded to the ad. Then I had a lady come round to my house, interviewed me, took 200 quid off me, gave me the kit, and then said, go out there and do these parties. So now we've got these reels that are going a bit crazy, talking about, you know, how I paid off my credit card. But it's this story of me when I was, you know, like in my 20s, in my first ever sales job. And of course, in the caption, we then move from the story into what I do now and the success that I have now and the way that I've supported my clients to, you know, get great results. So what stories have you got, girls? You must have loads of stories. You must have loads of stories. And you can see here, right? Like, this is just a snapshot, but we've got the same video, the same video, the same video. We're using the same video. I'm not like doing it the hard way. I'm doing it the easy way. Yeah. And the reason that I can use the same video and then just go in and tweak the hook is because I'm using the Edits app. And when you're in the Edits app, if you hold your finger down on the video, a little menu will come up and it will give you the opportunity to duplicate. So I can literally hold my finger down on that video, duplicate it so there's another version of it, and then I could go and just change the music and change the hook. Really easy. Haven't even got to go in my camera roll and find a new bit of B-roll. Okay. And the reason that I said to you that it might take a little bit of time to get some traction is that it's my belief, and I can't prove this. There's no data that would even allow me to analyze this. And trust me, if there was, I would be analyzing it. There is no way of knowing. But I believe that the people who have followed me haven't followed me from the first video. I believe that they see my videos because the algorithm knows that they're interested in a certain thing. Let's just say the credit cards, that they're interested in debt, they're interested in paying off debt. Maybe they've done some searches about debt, maybe they've done some searches about money. And so the algorithm is matching my credit card story with them. And it's my belief that they see the first video, and some people may follow straight away, but it's when they see the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one. And eventually they're like, oh, that's that woman again. That's that woman again. That's that same woman. And so that's why I'm repeating a lot of the same videos, because I want to be recognizable. Yeah, I want to be recognizable. I've even had people say, oh, it's you with the glasses again. Yeah, because my Gucci glasses are so like big, they stand out in the videos. Yeah, and my brown rim glasses, they get comments as well. So have you got something that you could wear in your hair, a certain pair of earrings, a certain color jacket, something that's wild and wacky, something that stands out about you that would help people to see you and associate you with that same video. Oh, that's that lady again. That's that same woman who talks about XYZ. Okay, so you've got to think of the stories, you've got to make it as direct and curiosity driven as possible. And if you can make yourself stand out, even better. Okay, so my question, I'm going to ask it again: how committed are you? How many posts a day are you really prepared to do? How many times are you ready to try and fail? Because if you really want to do this, you're going to need to make the commitment. Okay, so the reality is some days I have posted 5 trial reels, and I have been told by a number of people that 5 is the maximum. I've never had a message from Instagram, I've never had an alert to say that I've reached a limit. I've heard somebody say that they've posted 20 before and they still didn't get an alert. But I have heard other people say that they posted 5 and got told off. You've posted too many, we're now going to restrict you. Okay. So I don't know what the limit is. I cannot tell you the limit and hope to be accurate, because I've never received a notification off Instagram. I think I might have posted 7 one day. I'm not that sure. I might have gone over the 5, but I've still never had a message. Okay. So my advice to you would be to start at 2 or 3, start populating your edits app with some B-roll video that makes you recognizable. Find some trending audios. Yeah, find some audios that you know do well, and just start replicating those videos. Hit the duplicate button, create some copies, and then work in your, whether it's a Google Doc, whether it's your Notes app. I do mine in my Notes app because it cross-references to my phone really easily. And just start creating some captions that you repeat, because that viral video that I had about the lottery, the lottery that wasn't the lottery, I must have posted that video at least 20 times, and every time the caption has been identical. Not one change. Okay. And I've never had a message from Instagram to say, you're using the same caption. All it cares about is the video, not the caption. Okay. So you're going to need to throw some energy at this, girls, if you want this to work. I would recommend 3 a day. If you can push that to 4 or 5, because it starts to get easier, because you're repeating that same caption, then do it. Yeah. If you really want to grow your followers, do it. And just make sure that you are working hard on that caption, but you don't need 30 captions. You just literally need 4 or 5, and then you rinse and repeat over and over and play with the hook until you get the hook hooking. Yeah, because the hook is doing 95% of the work. Okay. So just for context, those of you who know my 7-step growth system what we've really just gone through is this bit here, the authority, the audience, and the attraction. I just wanted to like make that really clear that we're focused on, because I want to talk to you now about how you actually make this pay, right? How do you turn this into money? Because normally, you know, we start with offers, whereas with a trial reel, we're not talking about offers, but we are showing up with authority because we're being quite direct and quite bold, and we're telling stories that position us as somebody that people should want to follow. We're building our audience, so that's the obvious connection, and we're attracting people into our world. So we're attracting likes, comments, we're attracting people looking at your profile. And every trial reel, look at the insights and look at how many people visit your profile, and you'll start to see that really, really grow. And what do they do when they visit your profile? They have a little dig around and they see what's there to book or buy. Okay, so how do we turn strangers into sales when we're not doing a sales post? Well, the answer is the Vino framework. Yeah, we get visible, the offer sits down here, and then what happens in the middle is they have to get interested enough to visit your profile. They have to get interested enough from your profile to watch your stories. There was one day when I was going insanely viral and my stories got up to something like 1,300 views. They never get up to that ever. It was wild. And they were clicking on polls. The more I saw the story views going up, the more I was putting things in my stories, things that had a keyword, and then they were messaging the keyword, and my ManyChat was going mad. It was all happening. And it's because of this journey. The visibility was there, the interest was there because the caption got them interested. And then because my profile is optimized, I was then able to nurture them into a sale really quickly without me doing anything. Because my bio is bingeable, I've got my pinned posts, I've got highlight reels, I've got stories. My link in bio's got free trainings in it. Yeah, so my bio is very bingeable. And I go live. I do live streams. So I have content that nurtures because I'm face to camera quite a bit on my Instagram. So that face to camera is doing the nurturing. And then in that face to camera, I do a lot of offer breadcrumbing. So I don't go like, buy the thing, do the thing, come and join the thing. But I seed well, yeah. I sprinkle. I know like a couple of the ladies, you hear me a lot say, we've got to sprinkle the sale. We don't like sledgehammer the sale. We don't pitch like a crazy woman until they, submit and say, oh, take my money. We don't do that. We breadcrumb, we seed, we sprinkle. Yeah. And because I have videos that do that and my profile does that, those strangers literally turned into buyers within minutes. Literally within minutes. Okay. And the same thing can happen for you as long as you have your lead magnets in your bio. Maybe you have some pinned posts that drive people through to a lead magnet, a training, a PDF, a checklist, whatever it is that you have. Okay. And the reason that I know that that works is that it's a system that I teach. It's a system that I created. I created the Lazy Girl sales system. And that goes content. Yeah, content is the front end of the Lazy Girl system. That then moves into conversation. So we don't post to sell, we post to start a conversation. And then from the conversation, we invite a call to action into the DMs, which then gives you the conversion. Okay, so this is a 4-step system that I know works. And this is how my Lazy Girl sales system works. It's just that I've never had that volume of traffic at the front end without paying thousands for ads. Because there have been months where I've paid like 4,000, 5,000, I think I've got up to 8,000 in a month on ads. And you do not want to be doing that. Yeah, it's risky. If you haven't got the right people supporting you, it's risky. Whereas doing trial reels, you can get more traffic. That 8.9 million views, I haven't had that on my ads. I'd be paying, I don't know how many thousands for 8.9 million views. Yeah, so doing trial reels is a better alternative to doing ads, but the outcome is the same. You have volume at the front end, volume at the content end, eyeballs that can then turn into conversation, that can then say yes to a call to action, move forward into the conversion. Okay. So the Lazy Girl selling system, some of you I think already know this system, but just in case you don't, it isn't a trial reels system. It works off reels, it works off carousels, it works off photo posts, quote posts, any post. It doesn't matter what kind of post. So it's not necessarily a reels strategy, but it works. Yeah. And because I've got ManyChat, and if any of you haven't got the Lazy Girl system and you want it, just message me and, like I can get you in there. It works around ManyChat, although I didn't start using ManyChat. I started sending out the DMs like manually, but it wasn't too long before I realized that was not going to be sustainable. So the reason I was able to turn my trial reel strangers into buyers was because of this process. Yeah. So if right now you're posting content that invites the sale and you're wondering why the sale isn't happening, it's because the journey needs to look more like this. Yeah, the journey needs to look more like this. And that's something I can definitely help you with. So for those of you who want to have a rich girl summer, there is an invitation for you to come and build a rich girl summer with me inside the Infinite Abundance Collective, because throughout May and June, as well as our normal 4 calls a month, I'm going to be doing some extra training that will bring in this trial reels strategy for the visibility piece. It will bring in the Lazy Girl system for the conversion piece, but it will also build on that by teaching you things like how to build a great opt-in page, how to build a great email sequence, how to make money without being present, because that is what a rich girl summer is for me. I do not want to be stuck on Instagram 24 hours a day. I refuse. That is not the kind of business that I want to run. I want to be at the beach club drinking champagne, having Stripe notifications coming in without me needing to do anything. Yeah, I want to be at sports day knowing that my business is running in the background without me needing to do anything. And that's what a rich girl summer is for me. It's knowing that I can still make money in summer without all that hard work. So if you haven't heard me ever explain the collective, I'm not going to go into loads of detail. It's late, you can message me and ask me about it, but it is a 6-month mentorship. It is like no other. I don't think there's another program out there that gives this level of support for the investment. It's for women ready to attract consistent clients and cash and step unapologetically into their sales queen era. I will literally make you fall in love with sales. And right now, you might believe that that's not possible. You might think, no, I hate sales that much. There's no way that you're going to turn me into a sales queen. I promise you, you will learn to love it when you know how to do it the fun way, the freedom way, the feminine way. Like these ladies that are messaging me here, like, I cannot get over the level of input that you give. Like, this is the exact guidance I needed. The queen, my business wouldn't be where it is today without your guidance, strategy, and support. I can help you to make sales. That is what we do inside this program. Okay. So it's where you are going to stop guessing. If you're guessing right now about how to sell, when you come into the collective, you'll be getting support to architect your offers, your price, your messaging. I'll give you guidance on the best fit offers for your life goals. Yeah, like, so things like if you come to me saying I want to do a 10K month and you sell a £27 membership, then very quickly you're going to see, well, that doesn't stack up. Like, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I will help you to build a business model that hits the numbers that you want to hit in the easiest way possible. I'll help you to build your credibility and reputation so you are in demand. We're going to expand your audience and grow your email list. We're going to build a Lazy Girl sales system for effortless sales. You're going to get templates for your sales pages, your email sequences, and your copy. You're going to develop an abundance mindset and CEO habits. And you're going to build a business that replaces your corporate salary. So some of the girls that are already in there have full-time jobs. Some have part-time jobs. Some are full-time in their business. But every single one of them, no matter where they are right now, knows that their future involves full-time business owner, never having to go back to being told when to take holiday, when to take a lunch break, never having a boss ever again. I cannot imagine being employed. I don't think I am employable at this point. I honestly don't think anybody would have me at this point. Yeah. And of course, as well as all of that, you get access to the Rich Girl Summer Mini Mind across May and June. So when you enroll before the 5th of April, which is Sunday, 9 o'clock, I will be on a flight to Mexico. My team will make sure that everybody gets in and is able to get their one-to-one booked. Okay. Now I'm going to be away for 10 days in Mexico. And so that deadline only exists because I want to make sure that everybody gets the proper support that they need when they join. Okay. So when you do join, you get a one-to-one strategy session with me. You get 4 group coaching calls a month. You get a Slack channel for questions and sisterhood. You get a portal of scripts and resources. You also get a monthly tech clinic, which is invaluable for those of you that don't have an email platform yet, or you have one, but you don't know how to set up automations, you don't know how to build a page. Laura is my tech guru and she runs a tech clinic so you can get live support. You also get 50% off retreats, and obviously you get Rich Girl Summer, and you get this. You get lifetime access to my content club as well. So that is where you get every week you get a content drop with hooks, carousels, templates, scripts, reels, captions, all the things. There is so much in Content Club. Everybody that's ever joined it and sent me a message afterwards to say, oh my God, has said that they're blown away with the level of content that's inside there. Okay. So there's no excuse for getting stuck with content and not knowing what to post, because there is so much content in there. You are never going to be stuck again. And also, there's an AI vault in there. So there's AI prompts to help you build content. Okay. So before the 5th of April, you have to join before then to get this. But right now there's £1,000 saving. So normally it would be 3,000 for 12 months, but you will get it for 2. Or normally it would be 2,000 for 6 months, you will get it for 1. Okay? You can come and ask me if you want to know more. And now I want to stop sharing, see your beautiful faces, and I'll grab you the link so that those of you that want to have a look at the collective can have a look.